So you all have done some really good work in group, and we've been talking about this issue of guilt, and the work that you're doing around guilt. And I wanted to sort of go over something here this evening that I thought might be helpful. And so in getting started with this, I want you to think about, where does your guilt come from? For example, if I was going to give you a test, and that one test question was, where does my guilt come from? Well, how would you answer that test question?
My past.
Your past? Okay, I'm going to list these up here. So your past, okay?
Like things I've either done or haven't done.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about others of you? Jen's saying her past. What about others?
My religion and my mom.
Oh, okay. So mom. Some others of you have talked about guilt related to mom, too.
And my religion.
And religion, okay.
Mine's kind of not being a good mom.
Not being a good mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not being a good mom.
Anybody else? Yeah, Eric?
That accident I had where that kid ended up in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay. So the car wreck.
Yeah.
Okay. Morgan, I haven't heard from you. How about you? Where would you say your guilt comes from?
Being an unsupportive friend. I have a lot of guilt about that.
Being an unsupportive friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right, so you all have all of these things that go on in your life, events or situations with your mom or being a mom, or Jane, how about for you?
Mine is like marrying American, and my parents just afraid that I'll lose my heritage and not going back to Taiwan anymore.
Okay, so marrying the wrong person,
Yeah.
according to your parents.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so events, you see how these are events or situations or things that go on in our life, marrying the wrong person, the car wreck. A lot of people, and me as well, we're raised to believe that these events or these situations cause our feelings, right? We're sort of raised to believe that those cause our guilt. But I want to teach you something. And I learned this in my early 20s, and I'll tell you, it changed my life. And here's the idea. These events and these situations don't actually cause how we feel. Is that a new concept to you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if they're not causing how we feel, what causes it, right? Here's what causes it. It's our self-talk. It's what we tell ourselves about these situations or these events. So I'm going to write that right here, our self-talk. Now I know that's a new thing for most of you, right? Yeah, it's not the event, and this is the best news that you ever learn, because if you learn how your self-talk controls how you feel, then you can control how you feel. And a lot of you have struggled in here with large amounts of guilt. So if we understand what we tell ourselves about these events, then we can change it, because we can be in control of what we tell ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. We can control our thoughts. So let's take, for example, maybe Eric, let's go with yours. What do you tell yourself on a daily basis about that wreck? Let's just focus on that for a second, and we'll go around and we'll look at this for each of you. But Eric, what do you tell yourself about the wreck?
I should have known better.
Okay.
That my life is over. I mean, as I know, it's over. Everything is messed up.
Everything is messed up. Okay.
I'll never be able to get over this.
I will never, say that again, I will never
be able to get over this. I mean,
get over this.
How can I? Yeah.
Okay. You see how that's what Eric tells himself. You do that every day, right? You get out of bed and you start running that sort of message in your head. Okay. If we can change what Eric is telling himself, then we can change the guilt that he's feeling. And let me say this to you. I'm not saying that we can get Eric to feel good about the car wreck, right? But do you think it's possible that Eric is telling himself some stuff that's not quite accurate that might be leading to his increased feeling of guilt? Like, let's look at this one. I'm going to pick on this one first. I'll never get over this. I will never get over this. If Eric, if you keep telling yourself that, I think you're going to stay stuck feeling guilty, right? But let me ask, and I want you to watch when I ask this. How many of you in the group think that Eric could get over this and move beyond it? How many of you think that? Look at that, Eric. They think it's possible. Go ahead. What are you thinking?
I mean, I shouldn't get over this. I mean, I changed somebody's life. I don't think I should get over it.
How many of you think that Eric could give him that we should work to give Eric permission to get over this?
Yeah. I mean, everybody makes mistakes.
He made a terrible mistake, right? It was a car, what do we call them? Accident. An accident. I know you feel very guilty. Our job and the purpose of this group is to help you feel what?
Less guilty.
Less guilty. Okay? I will never get over this. Let's do this again. That's not, we just decided that's not a true sentence. How can we make Eric turn that into a true sentence?